snacks.
And we live.
Awesome. What it do, snackers and snack guests? It's your boy Gage. Sin is in the building.
Yes, sir.
You alright, Sin?
I'm good. Yeah.
Kind of, sort of. My man. Jokes in the building.
In my building.
Yes, and we have a special guest with us here, Mr. Bryan K. Turner,
Woo!
artist extraordinaire.
Yes, sir.
What it
yes,
do,
sir.
man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. Great to be a part of this team right here. Good talking to you, fellas.
Awesome.
Hey, glad to have you here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Long time.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
you are watching cutscenes. Which cutscenes are?
The best part of the game.
You got it. Best part of the game. And so this is where we get together once a week and talk about things that are happening in video games specifically. And over the last week, a lot has happened. But not only is this our video game show, but we're doing something a little bit special because this is the show that's going to drop just before Father's Day. So this is also a special Father's Day edition. So I do want to take a moment to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, including yourself, Bryan K. Turner.
Yes, sir.
Listen, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the PlayStation 5 reveal. We're going to get in depth and talk about some of what we saw there, some of the new news that has come out since we actually saw the event, because we've got some more details, some good juicy details there. And then we're going to talk a little bit about just gaming as adults, as grown men, as fathers, and gaming with our kids and that kind of a thing. Because I know that we have some stories to tell for sure. So, without any further ado, why don't we jump right in? Let me start by asking this. Bryan, did you get a chance to see any of it? Have you seen the PlayStation 5? Did you see the reveal at all?
I watched the reveal live while I was working. Had it streaming in the background.
My man.
Okay.
My man.
We're
Overall thoughts,
all working
flash
from home
impressions.
now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
Me and my son, we had a nice little conversation about this. And he's like all the way boosted, like 100%. Me, I was semi-boosted because I love my PS4 right now as is. And for me,
Sure.
like, the whole leading up to this reveal, I would say over the past year, when they were talking about, next-gen systems coming out soon, blah, blah, blah. For me, I've always been like, I feel like they're just tapping into what these current gen systems are doing right now, finally. Because I'm kind of specific in what games I play. Like, I'm a Call of Duty. I love Spider-Man. What 2K, you know what I mean? It's fighting games. It's about 4 or 5 different genres that I really get into. And to me, the last round have been beautiful. They've been excellent. The gameplay, the story, and everything has been there. So for me, coming into we're about to start dropping next-gen games and systems, I just got to be blown away because PS4, and, I don't have an Xbox now. I used to have an Xbox. But to me, like, they're doing it right now. So if you're going to introduce a next-gen, I just totally have to be blown away when you show me what you're going to do. And when I watched it live, I got to be honest with you. They brought me in with Miles Morales. After that,
sure,
I had to look back up and be like, oh, that's right, I'm watching a PS5 review. Because I don't know if it's just me, maybe some of the titles. And that's the thing, too, with whenever they release a next-gen, they promise all these titles that are, a lot of them are rehashes from previous titles. Some of them are very specific, and then some of them end up not even coming out when it drops. So for me, I was like, it looks cool. I like the look of it. It's different. But what it really says is essentially everything is going to like a PC format. Like it's a glorified PC. Yeah, is what I think. Same as the Xbox. They're not even playing. They're just like, we're gonna give you a tower. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. You see how big that thing is, and I saw all the comments. As it was going live.
It's bigger than the Xbox is.
Can I lay this flat? I'm like, would you really want to lay that flat? No, I don't think so. Like, just it is what it is. It's now a gaming tower, pretty much geared. I think they're trying to pull in as many PC people as they can, which is, I mean, PC heads are PC heads.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
There are some people that have both, console and PC.
Yeah.
This might sway them, especially with the digital only thing. That's who they're talking to with this. So for me, I would say I'm a bit more than a casual gamer. I'm gonna wait until like this time next year when they've got even more games that I really want to see.
The stuff you're really looking for.
Get excited. Exactly.
You know what? Here's the thing, and I highly respect that. I think that well, let me ask you this: do you have a PS4? Do you have a PS4 Pro? Are you 4K gaming at all?
No, I don't need to yet. I have a very good 40-inch TV that does well for me. I mean, I had for a while. I mean, I have a 4K TV downstairs in my main living room, and I had my PS4 on there for a while. It looked great. It upgraded enough. I have played the PS4 Pro, and I don't know. It's an investment. I get it. Like, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm doing right. I'm doing all right.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what the difference is now. Like, you don't get that jump like you used to get from like 8-bit to 16, 16 to 32 to 64. Like, those things
even the
don't
3
really
to the
exist
4.
anymore. Yeah, well, but even in the 3 to the 4 though, when it happened, people were like, I don't really see it. You know what I mean? And I just think that, at that point we were getting new systems, but it wasn't like we were going from 1080 to 4K. You know what I mean? We were going from like maybe 720 to 1080. You know what I mean? Like the jump wasn't there. And I think a lot of what it is, I mean, even Sony, in the blog post that they put out before the showcase said, hey, listen, what you're going to see when we do the stream is going to be 1080p, 30 frames a second. But when you go back and you watch the individual trailers, like, you can watch them in 4K. Like, the system is actually going to do 4K and 60 and that kind of thing. So really, they're not even really able to show you what it is that it really does look like. You're not really getting the fidelity. So it means that the titles have to be stuff that draws you in.
And when we were watching it live, Gage, I was focusing more on like, all right, let me see like how fast things are moving when they'll slow down. Let me focus on like the ray tracing. I can see things a lot different now. Like, focusing on them things, because I agree, it isn't graphically that much different that you can see on the screen right now. So I was looking to focus on other things I was seeing.
Yeah. I think that part of it's going to be about the experience.
Yes.
More than just the site. Like, I think it is going to be about the loading and how big the worlds are and what those transitions are. And I think until they're really in a position to show you like full gameplay in depth instead of just like a quick trailer here, a quick trailer here, you're not really going to see it. You know what I mean? Or feel it. Like,
and that's what me and Elijah were talking about. He, because he's really studied like the in and outs of it and everything. And that's his whole point. It's like, for instance, in Spider-Man, when things would load up, you could see them kind of loading up. Here, it's just going to be like, boom, on to the next. You can see down the street immediately versus kind of coming at you. So I liken it to kind of, because I work in storyboards, and now that we're working from home, when I have to pitch, it's like this. So you're missing the element of everybody being in there, seeing it really live, and me just kind of acting it out. It takes away from it. So that's the same kind of thing with their presentation. It was like this. Like, we're all sitting there watching it. It's like, that's kind of dope. It's dope. Right. But gone is like what you said, the interactivity of like just the wildness of, man, this looks great. Oh, look how it's loading like that. They just can't really do it right now. So
yeah, I mean, the feeling of what it's going to be like to have the controller in your hand and experience all the things that they're saying the controller can do with the haptic feedback and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's hard to get excited about that stuff when you're not in the moment. Sure. I do want to kind of run down. We're not going to go through all the games and stuff like that. Like, we did a quick show to go over some of the stuff that we saw and what we liked and didn't like, or how we felt about stuff. But I do want to talk about specifically some of the confusion around Spider-Man, because of course people were in my face about Spider-Man because they know.
And there was a lot of confusion with that title.
There's a lot of confusion around Spider-Man, and so I think they made a mistake in the way that they presented it. They presented it as if this is the next Spider-Man game.
Mm-hmm.
And technically it's not. What this is it's a standalone expansion, which is a little weird to say when you're also saying it's not going to be available on the PS4, but you're not bringing the first Spider-Man over to the PS5.
See, that's another conversation, but go ahead.
Okay. and I feel like that was a bit misleading. So I want to clarify. So I'm going to read from their blog post real quick what they have to say about the game. So on PlayStation blog, what they said. So Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales from Insomniac Games and Marvel. The latest adventure in the Spider-Man universe will build on and expand Marvel Spider-Man through an all-new story. Players will experience the rise of Miles Morales as he masters new powers to become his own Spider-Man. With PS5's ultra-fast SSD, players can near instantaneously fast travel across Marvel's New York City, or feel the tension of each one of Miles' web swings, punches, web shots, and venom blasts with the DualSense wireless controller's haptic feedback. Highly detailed character models and enhanced visuals across the game intensify the story of Miles Morales as he faces great new challenges while learning to be his own Spider-Man. So now they are helming this. I'm even hearing people, and we talked about this the other day, guys, I am hearing people call this an expand-alone. That this is more something akin to what they did with The Last of Us. I'm sorry, not The Last of Us, well, Uncharted. After they released Uncharted 4, they had a DLC technically for Uncharted 4 that was Uncharted The Lost Legacy. Different characters you're familiar with from the universe, but it was actually also a standalone game. Like, you could just buy it by itself. And it's not the first time we've seen something like this, but I do think it was a little disingenuous the way that it was shown to make it look like this. Right now, what I am hearing is that this is a $30 title. This is not a full game. It is a separate game, but that it is not a full game. And I think that's going to bother some people, right? That you're talking about it as if it's an expansion, but it's not going to be available on PS4. It's only going to be available on PS5, and it's not a full game, so to speak. It's a standalone game, but it's not a full game. I still think it's very confusing. Where are you guys on this?
Right on here. I totally agree.
I agree. I think it's very confusing. Like
yeah.
the way we saw it, it certainly looked like the sequel, like how it was portrayed to us, and it turns out that it's not true. I think people who aren't in the know as much as we are, we understand. Okay, it's not a full game. It's just an add-on or whatever. $30. That sounds right, but it's gonna be very confusing to the people who aren't in the know as much as I would say we are. Like when you think when it's $30 and not $60, wait, is it not as good as the last one? Why is this one only $30? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like, why the black guy got to get the $30 game and I get the $60 game? Like, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
That's real talk.
I mean, yeah.
The reactions. Y'all watch some of the reactions to the reveals, and people are like in tears. Oh, that's why he's back. They're doing it, but it's like, hold up. You know what I mean? Tame it.
You're kind of doing it.
Yeah.
So, are they redoing Spider-Man so they can add
Apparently not.
No, as of now, it's
based
not.
on this, they are not.
And I think that's the key part of it. Yeah, I think that's the key part of it. Makes it super confusing because it's like when you use the word expansion, the immediate thing that anybody else would think of is, okay, it's an add-on for Spider-Man, the first one that came out.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if they said that, you know what, hey, we are going to up-res and we're going to bring Spider-Man also to the PS5, then it would make a little bit more sense on why you would call it an expansion inside of that world. But when you say
my son, he read that that's what they're doing. I don't know where he gives. I'll try to get that information and pass it on to Loading Snack. But he read that that's what they were going to do. And for me, I was taken aback because that's, their whole thing is we're not interested in making dual games. So if we make something for PS5, we're not making it for PS4. Which I'm kind of taking it back again because I still love my PS4 right now.
Yeah.
Give me some. I'm going to get a PS5. Don't get me wrong, but
right.
give me some time to get there. I'm not at a point where I'm like, oh man, let me shelf this
to do it.
Now,
right.
if they come out and finally say it's backwards compatible, then that's a whole different game.
And that's what I was gonna say. I am pretty sure that what they're leaning on is that this game is so popular. It is the best selling PlayStation exclusive title ever. Spider-Man.
Sure.
So they will make this game backwards compatible.
That's what I was gonna say.
If it's not backwards compatible, it's because something is broken.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I want to say that in some way they are leaning on the fact that it will be backwards compatible, and they're not, and that the game itself will take advantage of the new power that comes from the PlayStation 5.
Sure.
Yeah.
But not that they're giving you like a fully remastered for like if you want to get what the system can really do, you have to buy this standalone experience to see it in that world.
Kind of thing. Kind of time.
I really think that. Go ahead.
Kind of tying to what you just said, because like to me it's interesting because when they did the original test of like a game on the PS5, they used Spider-Man to do the test with and saying, hey, look how this boots up faster, look how this does and everything. So to me it shows that somewhere along the lines, you know what, maybe there is somehow either it's doing the backwards compatibility or whatnot ever that you can play it on there. Because to me that would just be confusing that it would have been weird that you would just want to show what this game can do and you not actually be able to access it. I think that's a little deceiving for people. Like, oh yeah, can I play the PS4 version of Spider-Man and get this extra kick on the performance and everything out of it? Like, it's just deceiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that there was an attempt there to try to keep from muddying the message, which for them, I think that they are trying to separate themselves from Xbox because Xbox is saying, look, everything that's going to come out for like the next year, at least, maybe the next 18 months, is going to work on the current system as well as the new system. You're just going to get a more powerful version on the new system. And PlayStation is kind of putting their foot down, including in that showcase, by saying, we believe that a new console generation should be a straight-up divide. We are basically chopping PlayStation 4 off at the head, and we are moving on to the next stuff. And so the things that we put out now are going to be things that are designed specifically to take advantage of what it is that we put out and the power that it has. We're not going to have people designing things for an older system so that it runs on that and then just gets a little bit of a boost, for the new thing. They really want that divide, and they want people to jump from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5. That's kind of where they are. And so if they say that to you and then turn right around and literally the second trailer they show in the showcase is, hey, we're doing a PlayStation 5 version of, this PlayStation 4 game. It's like, well, wait a minute. I thought you said that wasn't what you're doing. So I just think that they needed to. I just think that they did not do a good job of being specific about what that message is and what this game is. Outside of that,
when they bring Grand Theft Auto 5 over, you know what I mean? Like, that's an older game.
But they're not bringing.
But
it's only the online version of it. It's not the.
True.
Correct. Which is what I told y'all would happen.
Yep.
You did.
You sure did.
I mean, it's just making too much money. It's the best-selling game ever, for real. That's not Tetris. So, you have to bring that over, and you're not ready to do it Grand Theft Auto 6. So, you bring Grand Theft Auto Online, over. But the online portion of it is what appears to be getting the upgrade, not Grand Theft Auto 5. Like, I'm sure Grand Theft Auto 5 will be backwards compatible. Like, you're going to get to play it anyway. That's not the thing. It's just that they will do an upgraded version of Grand Theft Auto 5 Online. Really, I shouldn't even call it 5. I think just Grand Theft Auto Online is really what it's going to be. And it will be on both consoles, but there will be a window for PlayStation owners where they get it for free for the first 3 months.
Yep.
So they have 90 days where they get it for free. The other thing that PlayStation players will get is if you are a PlayStation Plus member, then once the PlayStation 5 releases, up until the release of the PS5 version of Grand Theft Auto Online, they're giving you $1 million GTA dollars every month, which is You know, like
Yeah.
$20. It's like $20 a pop. You know, every time you do that, if you figure for everybody that's a PlayStation. I mean, if you're playing Grand Theft Auto online, then you gotta have PlayStation Plus. So that's, you know what I mean, and that's millions upon millions of people. So they put a lot of money into making that happen. So I think it's good to see stuff like that. I do want to. I listened to the PlayStation podcast. And Sid Schumann was by himself this week, but he did bring on. So there's a gentleman named Eric Limpel who is the head of global marketing and consumer experience for PlayStation, and he's been with the company for like 20 years, something like that. So one of the things that he talked about, so he said, "quote In all, we showed about 13 titles that are launching exclusively on PlayStation 5, and those exclusive arrangements range from a few months to a couple of years. You saw some great titles from Godfall, Deathloop, Project Athea from Square Enix. So we did see a lot of exclusives that were third-party exclusive. Ones that did not, the actual trailers themselves didn't start with a PlayStation Studios logo. Again, from companies like Bethesda. So Bethesda had Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop that are both there, that are actually PlayStation 5 exclusives. The question is, for how long? So it looks like Sony has gone in and made some serious deals, like with Square, to get some exclusive titles, but it doesn't look like any of them are permanent exclusives. But exclusivity windows still count. I'm wondering what, if anything, Xbox will do to kind of counter this. My gut feeling is nothing. It just doesn't seem to be Phil Spencer's MO for going that way. And I think he's trying to build things a little bit differently. And I think we'll see a much heavier focus on Game Pass specifically.
I think so.
I think what will happen is we'll probably see. We know that they're not going to do anything until next month in July, where they start to show like their actual Microsoft Studios stuff. But I think it's at that point that we'll start to actually see some of the things that PlayStation is really going to do with the PlayStation 5 to kind of counteract that stuff. Things like Game Pass. So we'll see changes to PlayStation Plus, changes to PlayStation Now. You know what I mean? And we'll start to get into some more of the nitty gritty. We'll get to see like the actual system UI. We did see that Astrobot game, and I just want to mention that I told you, Sin, when we saw it.
Yep, you're right. You're right.
That looks like a tech demo. That doesn't look like a real game. It looks like a tech demo, and it is. It is packed in with every PlayStation 5 has that game built in. It's on the hard drive. That's old school, y'all.
Oh yeah.
That's old school, y'all.
Yeah.
Like we don't get pack-in games anymore.
Not even a little bit.
That's a real move. And it makes me wonder, does Microsoft need to do something like that and have something that's just in the box, ready for you to go? And I think their answer might be Game Pass. I think they might be like, you're going to get 3 free months of Game Pass when you buy an Xbox Series X.
I can see that.
They'll probably do it even if you buy a One X or a One S
for
this holiday.
Period of time. Yeah, definitely. That holiday would be the
but
place
what
to put it.
I think that their way of counteracting that will be, we're going to have thousands of games that you'll be able to play already because you'll have 3 months of Game Pass.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you'll have full access to full games is what I'm imagining.
Game Pass.
I mean, it's the best deal in gaming. There's no two ways about it. So it does make me wonder what Sony will do to counteract it, because I think they need to do that. Brian, do you guys use like PlayStation Now or anything like that?
No, Elijah, he tried it out for a little bit and enjoyed it.
Okay.
I don't have the time, unfortunately, enough to put that much kind of. But he said it worked well. Like it's kind of
okay
because he's always wanted backwards compatibility. He had a ton of favorites with the PS3 that never made it over to the PS4. So he took advantage of some of that stuff. So it seems like what's happening is kind of like what happened with the PS2 to the PS3. Everybody loved the PS2. That was like the game system that changed everything. And then when they announced the PS3, people were saying kind of like what I was saying. It's like, okay, but I'm good right now. And so they had trouble transitioning. It had this huge price tag. The PS3 did huge price tag. And that's where Xbox slid right on in there. They were like, oh, it's $500 for this gaming system that
Send
nobody
them
wants.
DMs.
Well, we're gonna undercut that, and that's how they overtook Sony for those 5 years or whatever it was.
Well, they were also out a year ahead of them.
Yeah,
that was the other thing.
Yeah. So that's I think Sony has that in mind now because of the situation where people just can't get their hands on it and really see the difference. I think they struck first so that Xbox can strike, so that PS4 and PS5 can like finally counter strike and be like, bam, this is what we're gonna do. Now go get our system, kind of thing. Yeah, it just doesn't seem finished. So a quick question, going back to our conversation about, we're only gonna make games for PS5. Yeah. So you telling me I can't get NBA 2K on PS4?
See, here's the thing. So what I think is going to happen is, no, 2K will absolutely be on both because 2K21 was the only game shown in the showcase that had a release date that was earlier than holiday. It said fall 2020. So we know that game's going to come out, and we know that game's going to be on everything.
Yeah.
I think what Sony is trying to say is that their game. So that's a third party game that's coming from 2K. That's different. Sense. Like Madden and stuff like that. That'll be stuff that they're gonna put it on. They'll still listen. If they can put 2K on a Game Boy, they'll put it on a Game Boy. Like, they gonna put it on everything. You know what I mean? They gonna put it on everything they can.
When they say this,
you're right.
That's what it is. It's not going nowhere else but on PlayStation 5.
Sure. Yeah. Like what you were saying earlier with all those exclusive deals that they've been, announcing and stuff like that. Those kind of things that they're going to really focus in for the PS5 to draw those people in. So that makes sense. But that 2K, I mean, if they can get close to what they showed us in that little teaser, like, bruh, I'm good, bruh. I'm good.
That's going like real people, man. Yeah. Hey, but listen, you know what's funny is, B? Like, hey, look, man, me and you been playing games like that. I mean, we go back to, like, NBA Showtime, Live 95, Live 96.
Let's go. What is it? Bulls versus Lakers in the
Bulls versus Blazers, Bulls versus Lakers. Huh? Listen.
All that stuff.
But, hey, Jokes don't know about none of that.
Hey, no, I did.
He don't know nothing about none of that.
I did own. It was Bulls versus. I don't remember what team. I did for Sega Genesis. I did own that one.
Oh Lord! I had Bulls versus somebody.
I don't remember which one it was. Yeah. I had it though.
Whoever they beat that year.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the first one was Lakers versus Celtics. But anyway.
It was. But every year we go, oh man, that look real. Every year we say
I know, right?
Oh man, look how real that look real. Every time. So
First thing Jay said we was watching was like the sweat on that dude.
Yes. My man was sweating. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Zion, one thing. I'm sure you guys play enough games. I'm sure it's something that stands out to me, especially working in film and animation. They're almost there. The thing that is constantly missing is these people still have no soul in their eyes. I don't know how they can get that. I don't know what it's going to take for them to get that, but there's still something missing about the eyes. I don't, that's just a little nugget for me.
And you know what? I think you're right when it comes to stuff like that, like sports titles. But I think they do a great job of capturing that kind of stuff when you look at like what's coming out on PS4 now, like Last of Us Part 2 coming out this week. I think they capture that, but they do it the same way they do it in the movies. You know what I mean? There's actual motion capture. You know what I mean? Beads on the face, eyeball, like
little subtleties of eye movement that they didn't used to do back. So if a character was moving, their eyes still kind of ghostly stayed the same. Yeah, but now they have because our eyes just move ever so slightly every second. Now they're capturing that. No doubt. It's looking. I mean, it's ridiculous what they're doing now. I love it.
They getting there. Sports titles, you know why I think they struggle so much, though, doing that with sports titles is because they don't get the development time that other developers get. Right. Sports titles, you get like 9 months to try to put out a whole new game. So you don't have the same kind of time to really, like, you get a few upgrades in the technology or whatever, and you do what you can, but you're generally working with the same engine, and you don't have 3 years to work. You know what I mean? Like, you look at Last of Us Part 2 and what that looks like and how good that looks and how clean it is. And when you compare it to The Last of Us,
Yep.
The Last of Us came out
7 years ago.
on last gen. It's like 7 years ago.
That's funny you say
So
that.
you've had so much time to upgrade and move it. And so when you think about like how long it takes to put together a Pixar film and go from one Pixar film to the actual sequel to that next Pixar film, and the difference between those, that's the difference in what you can do. You don't get that kind of time when you do sports titles like Madden or 2K, and you got to do them every year. Even with Call of Duty, they do a better job of that because they're on 3-year cycles. They got 3 different developers, you know what I mean? And they've had a couple of years to do it. What are you going to say, B?
You got my brain. So this is what I was going to ask you. I was going to bring up Call of Duty because I'm loving what they're doing right now with the passes and all that kind of stuff. Like, for me, if you develop the heck out of a game that can last me 2 to 3 years, but just I'll pay for the upgrades. I'll pay for the upgrades so that when the next one comes out, it's that much different. Like, do you think they should step back and think about doing that with sports? Because you can't tell me the people that play 2K20 wouldn't play it for another 2 years as long as they can upgrade the rosters, upgrade whatever it takes to get it to the next year, right?
We've been saying that for a long time now.
I think they need to adapt the pass model. I think they need to adapt the season pass model like these hero shooters have done. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, I played Injustice 2 for 3 years. I played Injustice 2 for 3 years and am good. And now I'm like, all right, I'm ready for the next one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, there really isn't a good reason for them to keep putting out an entirely new game, except for the fact that people will buy it at full price. That's almost all they're doing, and they're putting that essentially that upgrade, new roster. Yeah, there's a couple new things, but it's nothing they couldn't do in just an update for real.
Honestly,
but they can package it and sell it to you for $60 because you'll buy it every year.
That's facts.
You know what I mean? Until people stop doing it, they're not. You know, look, and a lot of people who play like 2K, you know, they don't play a lot of other games. They might play 2K and Call of Duty, and they maybe play Madden, and that's about it, right? So they don't. So they might spend a couple $100. Like, people might buy them VC bucks and spend money to get other stuff, and you know they can spend money to get shoes and different things for their characters or whatever. And they'll do it for the entire time. All they really have to do is make it so that you can import that character from the last one into this one, and people will pay that $60 every year. They're gonna pay it.
Yeah.
And so I think that as long as people are still paying, they're gonna keep doing.
I think there is a model where you can still make money by not making people. I mean, even if you have to up it to $70, and then the newer upgrades are 30 to 40, whatever it could be. I think there's a model where you could make money. So Elijah and I were talking about Mario Kart and how it's a shame that Nintendo has not given us a new Mario Kart. They just ported in an old one, slapped on some of the 3D Mario Kart, and said, here's a new one for the Switch. But it's not really a new one. And so I'm like, I love some Mario Kart. And are you telling me I'm not going to get one until 3 years from now when you come up with a next gen Switch or Nintendo or something like that? Like, I'll be honest with you. I think they're going to put a Mario Kart out either this year or next year. I think before the end of the year, we will either see a trailer for a new Mario Kart, and that it will either come out this year or next year. Like, they're saying this year is the year of Mario. It's an anniversary year. There are a lot of rumors that they're going to be remaking a lot of the old Mario games.
That was
Give me that Double Dash.
When we did our Nintendo predictions, that was mine. That Mario Kart.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for
I wouldn't be surprised.
I need me a new Mario Kart. And so we were talking. He was like, because there's so much development and money going into the mobile Mario Kart. All kinds of development going in there. And I'm just like, I get that. But get back to your flagship system. Give us a game where it's X amount of dollars to begin with. And, you know, like all the Call of Duties, either you got to play the heck out of it and earn your spots. Or you can be like, you know what? I want this character. Here's my money. You know, or I want this map. Here's my money. If you do it, the people will buy it because that's what they're doing on the mobile thing. So maybe they're testing that out before they drop, like you said, a newer model. Because, I mean, there's so much that can happen with Mario Kart. you can merge Mario Kart with the Smash Brothers community.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think you'd have something like ridiculous. Like if you had like a Mario Kart Smash kind of deal.
I actually think that's what's going to happen.
I think Mario Kart would be great for like that season pass model for Nintendo.
Yeah,
that would be great for game for them. Yeah.
I actually think they are still
working on Smash Brothers right now. They're still working on Smash Brothers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's adding
characters, and it's working. So
it's my prediction that they will essentially do a Mario Kart Ultimate. That will be a culmination of all the stages,
everything,
all the characters. But that they're going to start doing the same thing with Mario Kart that they did with Smash Brothers and start bringing in characters from outside
normal,
company. You know what I mean? You
will make money for 5 years.
Yeah. They'll get characters from Square and characters from Microsoft. They'll get, you know what I mean?
I really think throw Sonic all up in there.
Hey, Master Chief and the Warthog driving around the track.
Yeah,
because if you keep doing that,
Sonic, and
if you make those, and you actually make them bundles. Like I know typically we have like just the one character that we get, but say if you make that, hey, you're gonna get this Halo bundle where you get like Master Chief,
Injustice
Orbiter, 2, and just like, and you start doing that, you're gonna have more people that are gonna say, oh, I'm gonna shell out this money.
Right. I mean, look, a season pass that would give you access to, we're going to give you 3 new stages, 5 new characters, or 5 new stages, 3 new characters, 2 new carts. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Something along those lines. People will pay for it. They will just jump in. They will keep playing it. There's no two ways about it. I don't think it's going to be the kind of thing where you have to wait for whatever the next Nintendo system is. I think it's coming. I think that porting Mario Kart got ported over as deluxe because the Wii U just didn't sell. And so for as well as that game did on that system, it didn't do well as a whole because nobody had the system. Right. So a lot of their games that have found a lot of success on the Switch have done so because the Switch actually has an audience. And so I think that, especially after looking at what's happened with Smash Brothers, I think it's a no-brainer that the next Mario Kart can't just be Mario characters. I don't see it.
It can't be, dude.
I don't see it.
You gotta have all those characters. You gotta throw in every single like Animal Crossing character, like everything that is moving your systems right now.
All those stages.
You gotta put it in there.
They got to go to Ultimate like they did with Smash. They got to do Ultimate. That's just too perfect.
That's what I'm saying. By the time they incorporate. Just think about what they did with Smash in like bringing all the music in. By the time you incorporate all the music from all the old Mario Karts, and then start bringing in music from other games, and like it'll be bananas. I really think that's what's going to happen. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I think if they do anything less than that, it would be a disappointment. I just don't. You know what I mean?
Come on, man.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you what else. I think we may see them incorporate something more like Wave Race. Like I think we'll start to see hovercrafts and you know what I mean, stuff like that.
I was just about to say that, man. Like if you pour in Sonic, let that Bama run, dude. Like how dope would that be?
You ain't have a car.
No car
Yeah. We love have different shoes, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Mario can jump on Yoshi. Boop, boop, boop. All that stuff. Why not?
Oh yeah. There's all kinds of stuff that they could do for sure.
Link on a horse.
Yeah. Yeah. He not beating me on my cart though. That's fake. I'm not hearing that, man. But yeah, I mean, when you think about it, like again, being able to bring in bring in the little Wii balance lady on a Wii balance board. You know what I'm saying? Just getting it like she's surfing or whatever. Like
training,
yeah. It's definitely doable.
Yeah.
You know, hey, look, B. Speaking of Mario Kart and playing games with the family as a father, how long have your kids been able to beat you at Mario Kart? Tell the truth.
So that happened. How old is Elijah?
What? Before you even get into that, let me do this.
Yeah.
Let me say. First of all, congratulations to you and him. I know he just graduated high school and he's going on to college. So congratulations to you and to him. That is a wonderful and a beautiful thing. Also, Elijah is quite the artist. He is quite the artist. He's got some dope work out there, man. So I'm really happy and proud of him. Proud of you too, though, man. I really am. So, thanks, man. How long has he been able to whoop you?
I would say ever since he got the 3DS version, because once he had that in his hands and could just master it on his own time. Once we got the Mario Kart Deluxe, like I didn't stand a chance. Like out of 10 matches, if he flukes somehow, I could beat him. But nah, he's dope. Even my youngest daughter Ella, like she's like getting right there with him. So and Elise is pretty good. Yeah, it's like
ask about that.
It's when I wasn't able to put the time into like I used to be able to.
That's facts.
To find all the different nuggets, all the different just the ways to handle the track, everything. I mean, my man, dude. So when we'll play this Bama, he'll be like, all right.
Gone off the line.
He'll sit there. Give us a head start. And that Bama will be in first with 45 seconds.
The insult.
45 seconds. I mean, he's just that good. Like he's played in some online tournaments and has placed like 5th in like half the United States before. Yeah, he's done that kind of stuff. But it was when he got it in his hands and we would go on road trips. I'm like, Elijah, what are you doing? He's like, I'm battling these dudes that are in the car next to me or whatever. I'm going against these dudes. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, that's good ass type stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he was leveling up. So yeah.
Yeah, and so it's been a while.
He's dope at Call of Duty.
I was just gonna ask about that too. Y'all play Call of Duty together, don't you?
Yeah, he's dope at that. I'm still pretty good. I mean, I'm no like professional at all. I'll have a good game and I might have a bad game. I'm like right in the middle. Elise is good. She can be in the top 1, 2, 3 every other match too. But Elijah, when we all play, we usually play between 3 to 6 of us. And whenever we all play, he's usually in the top spot on our team. Just getting it. So
I dig that.
Yeah.
Have you ever had one of those moments like I had? When Zayna was little, I can remember me and Sim playing. Whoo! Like WrestleMania 2000, bro.
Oh boy, come on now,
bro. We getting it. You know what I'm saying? We in here trying to get these tag team belts. You feel me? So we in here getting it. We in there.
We were in a zone. We was locked in.
In a zone. She walks over and just looked right at us, yanked the cartridge right out the N64, bro. No. We was like, no.
I swear that moment was in slow motion. Like for the second time, I looked at her.
Not on Booker T.
Oh. Listen, you have any moments like that, B? Did you ever have, like, were you ever trying to, like, I don't know, play something, get into it, and have one of the kids just kind of, like, not today?
Sure. So, back in Maryland, when I was doing heavy freelance, like doing animation stuff, like heavy freelance, I could only do that stuff, like, wee hours of the night. And when Elias was super, super young, I mean, he was, like, maybe 1. He was always up because, he would just wake up or whatever, and I'd be in my office working or taking a break playing PS3 or 4. And so he would just be up, like, sitting in my lap, playing with me. And every time, man, I'm like battling, about to, oh, man, we need one more kill. We about to get it. And he'll just grab that joint. I'm like, no, what just happened? Or like, I'll be so into it, right? And he'll get up out of his seat, and I don't even see him. He'll just go to that joint, turn it on, or the game come out. I'm like, oh, what is happening? So, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Those are the moments, man. But you don't trade them for nothing. Did you feel like I know I felt like it was important for me to, like, share that kind of stuff with my kids growing up. Like, we played games together, like, not exactly the same way as like a family activity. Like when I was growing up, it's like, let's all sit down and play Pacino, or let's all play Monopoly or something like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like, but kind of having them ingrained or engrossed in I don't know. I guess the way I grew up. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely, man. It's funny because again, I was just having this conversation with Elijah because we were talking about the whole Mario Kart situation, and I don't know. I mean, you can go back in my old Facebook pages, and you can see me, him, Melissa, even his grandmother. Remember when they had the Mario Kart joints with the cars you could sit in?
Oh,
we just getting it in, having a good time as a family. And I told him I liken it to like when we would be at your house or at Joe's house before school, and we having a Madden tournament, or we having a Street Fighter tournament, or a Mortal Kombat tournament.
Hey, bro, them NBA Jam tournaments, bro.
Listen. Yeah.
Slim.
And it was it'd be like 6, 8, 10 of us in that joint. I got next. And like gone.
We was
gone
undefeated because we was bad, bro.
Oh yeah. And I today I was like, you got the online experience. There is that. There's fun. You can communicate with your friends. But I was like, it was just something different when you were physically under one roof and be
that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. Smash this dude so I can get back in the loop and smash him because he wasn't, Tekken. Oh man, Joe took me out with homeboy. I got to get back in that joint and hit my, that whole feeling of like watching that person take the controller from you, take your spot, and then you gotta wait to get back on.
You gotta sit there and watch. Hey, listen, and then listen, and the real talk, like the feeling of like having somebody put you off the sticks, and you just waiting to get back at them so you get that revenge, and somebody else puts them off, and you don't get to play them. You don't get to play the person that took you off.
There's been times where I'll be like, nah, go ahead and skip me. I'm gonna wait till Joe get back on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Hey, when Obama put you off the sticks, your concentration face watching them like, hold up.
Oh, you gonna get every one of their moves.
I see what he's doing. I know who to use to counteract that. All that kind of stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Wait for it to come back around.
Yeah. It's something serious. It's something different about that. And we still do. Like, we still play Mario Kart. We play Mario Party. Anything that we can give 4 or 5, 6 people on it, we still try to do that as much as we can. And my youngest son, like, he's like, who wants to play family games now? Like, he loves it, so that makes me feel good.
He's all about it.
Yeah. That's why, like, he's gonna be further than Elijah is, like, no doubt.
He's growing up in it.
Yeah.
He's growing up in it. You know what I mean? Like,
it's all he knows.
Bro, let me tell you something. I was telling somebody the other day about, and me and Sid talk about this all the time. I was telling somebody the other day about the only reason why, like, I never liked Tekken, and the only reason why I got into Tekken is because me, you, and Jose got snowed in that for like a week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the only games we had were Tekken 1 and Loaded. We punished Loaded.
Oh,
and there was no going back.
That Twisted game with the clown or whatever it is.
It was Twisted Metal.
Yeah. We got them joints from Blockbuster and never returned the joint.
We couldn't. We were snowed in, bro. It was so deep. We were snowed in, man. I think all we had was Kit Kats and egg rolls to eat, bro. It was real in there. Like, we was living it.
Yeah, man. I came over just because I knew we was going to get snowed in. I was like, let me get over there.
You know we was going to get snowed in?
Yeah. I knew it because the snow was coming. It was going to be so bad. I was like, let me get over there because if I get snowed in, I know I ain't got to go home. Sure enough, I stayed over there for like a week.
Hey, bro, listen. I lived within walking distance, bro. I was hurt when I had to leave because, my father came to the rescue. He came and got me. Shovels and all that. Came and dug me out like, hey, we going home.
Away. My parents were like, you good. They going to feed you. You all right?
Yeah. Hey, listen. You remember my father being like, you want me to take you home? Like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna stay right here. Like, bro, listen, there is nothing like a snowstorm to force you to get good at a game.
What?
Because getting whooped, that's not, it's nothing else to do. Nothing else to do, man. And so, but that, for real, I mean, that was like family, though, because that's we were who we played with anyway.
I can't stand you and Joe for what y'all did with him and Tekken, because now I'll be on the receiving end of it with Paul. I hate this dude so much.
Hey, listen, man.
Paul's the worst.
Listen, man. Hey, listen. I had to do something to counteract that Yoshimitsu, man. Hey, Yoshimitsu was killing me, man. You and that Jun Kazama. Oh man, let me get out. Let me get. It was that was the truth, man. Like I wanted my kids to grow up with like that legacy of like playing games. I remember having like me and the kids would just sit. We would play like Soul Calibur 2, 3, 4. Now I remember having a cookout, having a bunch of people over from work, man.
We got. And
my kids
and
were in there whooping these grown men. What? These dudes was in there. I'm walking in and out the room, flipping burgers or whatever, going outside to the grill. I come inside. They like, man, who kids is these? I'm like, they my kids. They like, oh, all right. Now I know why. You know what I mean? Like, they couldn't get them off, man. Like, they was in there taking bets. Like, yo, you know if you don't win, you can't come to work tomorrow. Like, it was pretty serious. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, they played games. They're not into it the same way they used to be. You know, my youngest is, but she's moved on. Like, she'll play. She was playing Dead or Alive the other day, but she loves The Sims. She loves Roblox, Minecraft, stuff like that. She told me the other day, we were riding somewhere, and she said, I want to be an interior designer when I grow up. I know where that comes from. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's games that are doing that for her. So I think that's dope, man. And that there are so many paths now that they can take, you know, that they can really lean into that kind of stuff. So I just think that's dope, man.
Especially you having all them girls, like showing them that it doesn't have to be dominated by dudes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it was so cool because at least she legit just started playing since COVID-19. Honestly, we all been getting back into it because
stuck in the house.
Before COVID-19, dude. My PS4 was collecting dust. I had gotten new games and touched them for like a couple days, but then work just took over. But with PS4, like we've gotten a little community back. You know what I mean? I could play with all my kids again. It's really neat. And at least within a couple weeks, you know, her first time playing, she's like, oh, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know. I was like, girl, don't worry about it. I have these terrible games. It's all good. And within a couple weeks, Elijah's like, oh, you on the top leaderboard now? Okay. You know what I mean? And now she loves it.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's awesome. You know what I mean? It's dope. And there are a lot of great female gamers out there. You know what I mean? Like, they just, it's so open. And it's not, I mean, I guess it is still kind of a crazy thing to have, you know, I still think it's one of those things that's looked at. I think guys would look at it weird, you know what I mean? You go to school or whatever, and they find out. I mean, some guys think it's cool. You know, you play Call of Duty, like and they think it's cool until she can whip them.
Just she mopping the floor with them.
Until she
at least is good at Call of Duty, but she's got a best friend who just happens to be a boy, and he plays with us sometimes.
Let's talk about that.
She can get in on him.
I believe it.
No, he's a good dude, man. Real good dude.
Okay.
We go back and forth and stuff, like very trustworthy, and they're honoring my wishes for them not to be seriously dating until she's 16. He totally gets that. Her parents feel the same, so it's all good. They're best friends right now. I can deal with that.
All right, I'm good with that. Hey, listen, man, I trust you, so I can trust you to make it so that he. But you know how I do, man. I show up, put the fear in somebody. I take a flight just to show up. You know?
And do the bad boy.
So he's good. He's phone call. He already knows because he'll go back and forth with my wife, you know, on social media and stuff like that. Like, ain't nobody going back and forth with me. And she's like, well, because you're her dad. And he knows. Right. I'm like, okay, all right. Once he knows. Yeah. Then all right. Then we good. Man. We good. Real good dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
hey, look, man, I remember.
Like German, he wants to work for NASA. Like he's
nice.
It's all good. It's like one of them cats where you're like, okay, down the road, I could agree with that guy. So
I dig it.
I can't complain.
Okay.
I can't complain.
Okay, I dig it. I like that. I'm gonna still need his information when we get off of this. But
because you know, Melissa's father works in the government, like super classified. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna run a background check. Don't you worry. And at least it's all like, oh no.
It's either gonna come through clear. It's gonna be like, you need him to disappear.
He wants to work for NASA. Nah,
You're gonna need it anyway.
That's all good.
I believe it.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And look, man, I remember a couple years ago, man, Zayna went to a birthday party. This was a few years ago, obviously. She went to a birthday party, man, and it was like maybe 3 girls there. It was all dudes. It was this dude's birthday party, man. And they got to playing Mortal Kombat 10.
And they were like, "Oh, let's get this little girl on here."
He was in there chin checking them dudes, man. And listen, so he went and got his older brother. I'm gonna with my brother. You know what I'm saying? He went and got his brother. His brother came in that joint, broke a controller. She cheat. Nah, Slim. She play with dad. That's what that is.
I'm just
you know what I'm saying?
You.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, that's a real thing, man. That's a real thing. Hey, man, look, I'm not gonna hold you because I know that on your time over there, man, it's still early enough for y'all to do some family time. It's getting late on our end. I really do appreciate you joining us, man, all the way over there from the left coast.
Yeah,
man,
I
hope you and the family are super safe. We need to do it again.
We're good, man.
We will do it again.
We got COVID tested. We're all COVID free right now.
My man.
Everybody.
My man. I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. I think I want to have your son on the show, man. I think we need to get him in and do something with him for real. So we need to get that set up. That's what I really
it's
like
cool. Next year, once all the I'm not doing those shows this year. I know New York. Yeah. I mean, I got accepted in New York. I know they're still trying, but I ain't going to no New York. Are you kidding me? The epicenter of the United States, Copenhagen? That joint was...
It's a bad place to be.
Epicenter was like where everybody was dying. Nah, man. I ain't going to be there.
I'm good on that.
Y'all can clean that up over the next 6 months. Everybody go ahead and get their little COVID-19 shot. I'll see y'all next year. So next year, he's gonna be on tour with me. So any show that I'm doing where he's not in school, he's gonna be my running mate. So it's gonna be.
I think that. Dope. I think that'll be dope, man. I think he's been ready to table for quite some time. So
yeah. It's a confidence thing. It's just a confidence, and it's nothing. Sure. I mean, nothing better to do than put him in the fire. He'll be good. Hey, they're gonna fly to him. He's young, good looking. He got the hot art. I'm like, go ahead, just give me 10%. That's all I'm saying.
That's it, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's that family business. You gotta do it.
Fee for you.
That's it.
That's real.
I'm trying to do this forever. Real, I'll do it as long as I can and I want to. But hey, take on over. That's all good. I'm gonna retire and move down to Florida and work at Disney World.
My man. I got folks down there, man. You know what I mean? Let me know. I got folks down there. Hey, listen, we definitely need to do that. Do me a favor, B. Let everybody know how they can follow you, find your art, get commissions, all that jazz. How do they do that?
So the easiest way is just hit me up on my Instagram. It's bturner_art. On there is a link right under my bio where you can buy anything off me. I got books, I got prints, commission. You can get on a commission list. All that's on there. Keep a lookout. Because I will be doing a sale for the San Diego Comic-Con that's coming up next month. They're doing a whole online situation. So all my stuff will be back on sale then. But that's the easiest way. I mean, through there you can get to my website. But Twitter, Instagram, it's all bturner_art.
Okay.
Yep.
What's the word on Keith and Jane?
So we're gonna have an announcement sometime this week, probably later in the week, where we're going to get back online for that. It was just tough during the whole COVID situation to get the materials needed to keep that up and running, but we got some new ideas. We got a bunch of new stuff that's going to be dropping, so look out for that. That's at Keith and Jane Collectibles on Instagram too. That'll have the link in the description for our Etsy shop. That's on the popping, and we're getting ready to pitch to Cartoon Network in about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Awesome.
Some of our stuff.
There's some ID stuff.
Oh yeah, always ID stuff.
Okay.
My man.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually Nickelodeon picked me up. I'm still working at Warner Brothers full time, but Nickelodeon picked me up to do some boards on one of their shorts for their short program.
Okay.
It's something that I actually I had the honor of doing designs on it. And while they were going through, all this COVID stuff and trying to, get the funding behind it, they were like, "We finally got the funding for it, and we couldn't see anybody else doing the boards on it but you." So I'm doing that too.
Hey,
Hey, congratulations.
that's what's up, man.
Yeah, dope.
And,
That's what's up, man.
And another important thing, Identity Comics, and you guys too, we've really been putting it out there to these companies like head on. We've been emailing the execs directly that you guys are talking about. You're talking about representation and wanting to be more for the Black community. Let's be there.
Show it.
And this is where some of these meetings are coming from. We are literally directing these emails right to these people who are saying, yeah, we're all for the Black community. We stand by you. We want more inclusivity. I'm going to tell you, man, in my experience, I've worked, 4 different major studios, and I can go floor to floor between 5 floors or sometimes 13 floors, and I can count the amount of Black people on one hand. And that is from somebody like myself as a board artist all the way up to executives. So
I believe it.
We need some real change. They're talking about it, and I've been in so many meetings this past week about all these different executives. They want me to kind of lead the charge because they've got a bunch of people on board, but one thing that came up is they were white people, they were Asian, some Hispanic, but it was largely non-Black, and I had to step up. I was like, this is all good. Like, Black people have been wanting you guys to listen to us and to be in the conversation without putting a wall up. That's all we've been wanting for the past, ever since the Civil Rights Movement. So now we're in the room. We need more Black, in the last meeting I was in, it was 60 of us in there. It was 3 Black people. And the stuff that we're trying to put together is to benefit Black Lives Matter movement.
Right.
So I had how can we do that if we don't have the voice
to speak for?
And I was like, the reflection of what's going on in this meeting is exactly what I and my fellow Black artists have to go through every day at these studios. We don't see ourselves. We see the same 2 people. We congregate. That's it. So when we're pitching to all these major studios, and I see some of these people getting their things greenlit that are very similar to our ideas, it's got to change.
Why is that happening? Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
So
absolutely, man.
We're all making moves. I see you guys out there. I know you guys are out there strong. You're in the protest. You're covering the Black artists. You're speaking for the Black artists. So it's important. It's right now. Like there's no let's wait till next month. There's no let's wait till this dies down. It's right now.
It's in the moment. It's in the moment. Like the future is now. I posted something the other day that it just happened to come up that I had posted a few years back that literally was like, the present is the most important, because even if you could travel to the future, you'd still be in the present. You know what I mean? Like if you could time travel, like you would still be in the present. And so you have to take advantage of it right here, right now, while it's in front of you. Because there's no time like the present. It's just a fact. So
it is.
Yeah, man.
I mean, we can't go back to what we were 2 weeks ago. You just can't. Nobody can. And the good
we
thing
can't
about
accept
this is, the good thing about this is that now non-Black people, because of COVID-19, mind you, because we are all at home, we all can't escape. We can't just be like, oh, I'm just going to go to work. Or, no, that's not me. We can't escape it. So now that it's open to these non-Black people's eyes, we need them to come to the room and have the conversations. Again, I stressed that in our meeting, without the wall of, well, that's not me. I don't see color. Or my friend, this. No. Just listen and take it in and see what you educate yourself, man. When we left that meeting, I said, we're going to have more of these meetings to keep doing this project. But I said, one thing you need to take from me right now, everybody go home with your oldest children, or whoever you got in your house that's over, say, the age 13, and watch 13.
13.
Just watch it.
Yep.
It will put in perspective everything that's going on right now, all the way up to your current president. It will tell you why everything is in order. And that's your first homework assignment. And my man, like, start there. Just start there, and you'll be like, okay, let me delve in some more. So Warner Brothers had like a huge town hall meeting. They had all these celebrities come in, and Van Jones, if you guys are familiar with him, CNN. Yeah, he's been fighting the fight forever. So he came on. He said this quote, dude, and it's so true. He said, "I can guarantee you, anybody, black, white, brown, purple, if any of your kids got the rarest form of cancer on Monday, you can best believe you're going to be the most educated, knowledgeable person on whatever that rare form of cancer is by Friday."
Yep.
So that's the action that we all have to take, and myself, because it's a realization that I didn't get any of this in school. There was no Black history. Like everybody had the MLK handouts and
Hey, Slim, I'll be the first one to tell you. The only class I failed in high school was African American Studies. It's the only class I failed in high school. That's a fact.
You, bro. I get you, man. And it's ridiculous. So this is an aha moment for myself to become more educated so that I can turn to my non-white person and be like, this is the education I'm offering you. Now take it upon yourself. So we can meet in the middle and have real discussion. Not, that's not me. It is you. By default, it's you. It's your ancestors. Yeah, you might not think of what they said, but inherently you are living what they set forth for you, and you need to understand that. So
that's true.
We're at a time right now where we got to do this. We got to make this happen. We got to talk. We got to educate. We got to,
no doubt, man.
We got to knock on the doors. We got to push these execs. If they talk in this game, we want to listen to them.
Hold their feet to the fire.
You better listen, because I got a lot to say.
Yeah, and document.
I'm a light-skinned dude. I was light-skinned dudes, so I ain't had it half as hard, honestly. Well, that's not true. That's a
different way to say. That's a different can.
I went to elementary school in a predominantly white area, so I call it from both sides. Anyway, besides the point. I look at my friend, and you guys' friend, Jared Gaylord, who's a dark-skinned brother, and I've been in the car with him, and we've been pulled over for the silliest of reasons, and they have bypassed me, the driver, to look at him and be like, can I get your registration, your license? I'm like,
right. He's not even driving. Yeah.
And the thing is, people just haven't believed that stuff is real. They've seen it in the movies and be like, it's a movie. This might happen every now and then, but right now, the Philando Castiles and all the names that we're all talking about, that's just the stuff that we were lucky enough to catch on video. Yeah.
There used to be a plausible deniability. Now it's on video and they're just denying it. It's different. You know what I mean? It's not plausible to deny it anymore. And so you're right, man. Look, you know how I am, man. I am behind you guys 1,000%. Whatever you need, you let me know. You need me to push it?
Yeah.
You let me know. You know what I mean? We'll load it up. You know what I mean? And we'll make it happen. We're gonna be behind you no matter what. And we'll get together and we'll talk more about stuff like this because I do feel like I got some things brewing.
That's a whole nother live stream.
Yeah. Well, we had one of those, and it was really great. It was very eye opening. Yeah. And it was great to have people, in the comments and asking questions and stuff like that. Like it really was. It was eye opening and it was very helpful. But I will honestly tell you that every day, I feel like I see something else that just kind of makes me feel like, well, you know what, we're still in the pit. You know what I mean? And so, and we really gotta keep pushing. So, man, we're behind it. We are. I don't know if there's another group quite like ours that talks about the things that we talk about that looks like we look. And so we're really having to work that. It just is kind of what it is. But we will absolutely do that, man. We're gonna keep talking games. We're gonna keep talking pop culture. We're gonna keep talking to people. We're gonna keep highlighting people, and putting them and their work out there, and standing for the things that we believe are the right things, no doubt. So, look, we're gonna wrap this up. This has been cutscenes. It changed from cutscenes to something else, and that's fine, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's all related. This is how we do, man. As Canada's live, you know what I mean? It's just it's a real thing. So, listen, B, I want to thank you for taking the time. Again, I really do. I know this is taking time away from your family. We could be doing at the moment. So we felt like it was important to have you on, just to talk to you, and talk about some experiences with fatherhood and gaming and so forth.
Yeah.
So anybody who's watching, look, it's easy to find us. Just at Loading Snacks anywhere.
Simple.
We're there.
That's
It's the easiest way. It's the easiest way.
Yeah.
With that, we are out. Toodles and loos.